Tumblr is a social media website which users of various ages and backgrounds can access. As an affinity space, Tumblr provides an environment where users may interact with others who share the same passions and interests as them, while allowing further exploration of other interests. On Tumblr, it does not matter how well-versed a user is in the site, because everyone on the site is constantly interacting with and learning from each other. As a user browses and accesses different blogs on the site, the content organization is transformed, with the suggested blogs changing and reorganizing themselves to appeal to the user's interests. Within Tumblr, both intensive and extensive knowledge is encouraged. When looking at Tumblr in a broad sense, users are gaining the same knowledge as their fellow users. But if they want to explore information and gain knowledge about a certain subject, they can do so by visiting blogs that concern that subject simply by searching for it or by clicking on a hashtag that is associated with it. Dispersed knowledge is also encouraged on Tumblr. Users can include hyperlinks in their blogs or import information from other social media websites, such as Instagram, to further share with fellow users. They can also import screenshots from other spaces, such as Twitter, to share on Tumblr. In this affinity space, users can participate in different ways, and a high value is placed on them socializing with each other. They may do so by reblogging, liking, or commenting on a post. Participation within Tumblr is self-directed, as the user follows their own interest in order to explore the space. For example, if the user is interested in Harry Potter, they can simply search for it and access pictures and text associated with the books and movies. Users can also simply lurk. Lurking is when a user is accessing different blogs and spaces, but is not commenting, reblogging, or interacting with users in other ways. They're acting as more of an audience than as a participant. While the leader on Tumblr would seem to be the Tumblr staff, leaders may also be found in other respects. If a participant has a blog with a large following, they are sometimes asked questions about their subject material. For example, if a user runs a blog dedicated to books, they may be asked what their favorite genre is, or what they recommend. Through these questions and answers, these bloggers are seen as leaders, and their answers also make them resources. Finally, the cataloging and documentation of content is important within this affinity space. This can be seen in the way that users arrange the content on their personal page. Users can make use of themes that organize the way their content looks when someone accesses their page. Some pages are simple, while others are more complex. It is up to the user to determine how their space looks. While a classroom is not viewed as an affinity space, teachers may find some of the aspects of an affinity space, such as Tumblr, useful in their organization of literacy instruction and learning. As students learn and understand content, an instructor could reorganize their teaching plan based on how their students are absorbing the information, similar to the way Tumblr organizes content on its recommended blogs page. Teachers may also ask their students to lead small group discussions where the students themselves would set the pace, allowing the students to take on a role they are not normally allowed. As in the Tumblr affinity space, this would place the student in a leadership role, and if they are answering questions as well as asking, they would be acting as a resource. They would also be socializing with their classmates, but in a different way than they would in the hallway or cafeteria. Finally, teachers could publish their students' work in a school newspaper or on a website in order to share with those outside the classroom. This would echo the documentation that occurs within an affinity space such as Tumblr when information is shared. This type of documentation would help their students understand that the texts they produce are valuable within and without the classroom.